Welcome, everyone. My name is Tanis Legary. I'm here today in honor of Father's Day. July 14th will be the 2-year mark for my father. So, this is one of the reasons why it felt so important for me to share some insights on what things and just insights, I suppose, is more of expanding your own spiritual gifts and to create more of a personal journey within oneself. And I kind of have some points on regarding that because today is a day where some of us might be feeling a little bit more emotional. And I want to bring in more happiness. But with the happiness comes the heartstring pulls. So warm welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining me at Spiritual Sparkle. Spiritual Sparkle has been created over a year now, the actual podcast on Spotify, Anchor, and Apple. And I know in the podcast world, things have evolved in such a way that it's like blossoming into this showerness of teachings, so many things that everyone is sharing with the world, and it's beautiful. And I kind of call myself an old school hippie, where I've been doing Reiki for over 30 years, and I know that I hid behind the scenes for so many years, and slowly as the days are coming through, I find that I don't need to hide anymore. And it's not easy to say that because hiding is just so much more easier. I don't know if any of you can relate to this. I'm so grateful for having so much support with my friends. I have one in particular that, I have actually quite a few amazing spiritual, like minded friends, and there's so many things that I could talk about just with them alone and their gifts. It would blow you away, trust me. Hands down, high five to my besties out there, my soul tribe. But before we begin talking, I just want to say thank you for joining me and listening. And if you'd like to put your hand in prayer position, close your eyes, and just take a moment for all those ones that have been lost so we can call in the ancestors. For myself, I'm going to call in the ancestors of my father and the generations that go down throughout the years of his father to his father. And I I've actually over the years have always wanted to communicate with Fred Legary, my grandpa. And he's never come through. And then I thought to myself, why don't I just ask? Because he's with my dad now. And I know I took on the color of his eyes. They were like icy blue. And I kind of wish as a child I knew more about growing up on this type of stuff because the questions I would be asking would be really more impactful to knowing what it is now. And you don't really realize as a young child the value of a grandparent. And then it goes on to a father. So I'm not sure if you realize this, but my relationship with my father was very strong and impactful and full of learnings and nudges and hard work. Trust me, our relationship was never hands down easy. Working in the world of business, entrepreneurship, my father was that, hands down, 100% that. So I'm pushing myself in a way that I've never pushed myself. And I guess that's why I'm here today to give you the spiritual sparkle sprinkles, the healings, and just knowings that I've done the work and I'm proud. And you should be too, because I know you've been working just as hard. And whatever that looks like to you, whether you sit down in prayer and again, just holding into the heart chakra, trusting the heart that it's in balance, affirmation. I love from my heart, and close your eyes if you can. I love from my heart unconditionally and utterly and deeply. I'm ready to bring in forth the messages here today through the frequency of our hearts, the energy to surrender what is possible for all of us today. Possible to listen and place your hands on your heart as you just breathe in this beautiful tenderness of unconditional bliss. I've been blessed to be surrounding myself with nature, water, and I hope you too get these opportunities to surrender to the ones that want to reach out to you, where that may be bird energy, insects, rabbits, squirrels, frogs. We all need to listen to everything that is surrounding us. I am considering myself more of a Aboriginal, Indigenous, but I'm not Aboriginal, but possibly. It's my goal to find out. I'm telling you, the seekings are just nudging me. And I just need to share a quick story before I continue on. TEDx Winnipeg was a big step in my life, and it was behind the scenes. And I was able to do makeup backstage. And doing makeup backstage allowed me to connect with these TED Talk speakers and get to know their stories, get to know who they were in such a way that it's not something that I even knew was capable within myself to share stories. So I think being here today is showing myself it's time to step up the plate, to get into these spiritual gifts, allow the energy of all of us to amplify what it is within ourselves, to really dig deep. So take a moment, grab a cup of tea, coffee, whatever you wish, and sit down and listen if you wish. By all means, only if this resonates with you. Trust me. So the story that I have is just saying that when spirit nudges you, listen, because being selected for TEDx Winnipeg this year, it felt right away. And it felt like an aha moment was coming forth that day. And there was an elder that was there, and I was hoping she would come and get her makeup done, but I think she just arrived on time, which was great, no problem. And she went on stage. I actually went behind the scenes, sat up on the seats, and listened to her. And I was like, she sounds like a lot like me and my soul tribe of my friends. It's really interesting. So when I said more of an indigenous, I think I'm more of an indigenous of the land. So bringing forth the energies of the land. The message that the elder, her name is Angela, said were pulling my heartstrings. And that was like amazing. So as we sit here today and I share my story about how I was nudged to talk to Angela, an elder that in my whole entire life I've been seeking. No joke. I've been blessed to meet several different unique people over the years, and I'm honored for each and every one of you if you've come across my path. Trust me, I truly believe this. But when you meet somebody and you have those connections in such a way that you never even knew was possible, that's what Angela was to me. And there is a connection there, and she does speak my language. And then as I'm continuing on throughout the day and meeting some of the speakers, TEDx Winnipeg really amplified my soul. And I think purpose and soul purpose is exactly what's happening. So self-reflection is something that it takes time to understand in your current spiritual situations, and knowing your spiritual gifts and identify the areas where you want to expand, and reflect on what brings you joy and fulfillment and the sense of connection. So when I met Angela, I walked into her conversation with a minister, a Mennonite minister, actually, a beautiful lady I met. They were talking about frequency and energy. And I was like, oh, this is totally my conversation that I love, by all means. And so I started chatting with the ladies, and then I found my conversation with Angela just really dug deep within me. And she was sharing how her granddaughter was beside her, and I said I was able to watch her and listen to her on stage in that moment to do the opening ceremony for everybody. A friend, a good friend, more like someone I call my soul sister right now, in the sense of she is my yin and yang of balance. Like, it's almost like when you meet people, you just know. And sometimes things just happen for a reason, and sometimes we can't explain it. But my dear friend Estelle, who we created something a year ago, but never blossomed. And it was maybe even a year longer than a year. I'm not 100% sure specifics, but it was pretty much last summer where we had thoughts where we wanted to kind of get on stage and do some healings and talks and prayers and chats. And I have no doubt that the name that we made together was called Prairie Soul Seekers, and some of you have probably heard of it already. So Spiritual Sparkle now is in partnership of Prairie Soul Seekers. So the reason why I'm sharing this story is because the interview that we did was with Sean Leonard, and he's an Indigenous psychic medium. And he shared a story in the YouTube podcast of Prairie Soul Seekers. And he talked about how a girl was communicating with him from Montreal, Quebec, and how she's incarcerated. And I was like, whoa, this hit home, but nobody really knows that one. I didn't get into that yet. But when I met Angela, somehow I'm gonna sneeze because I just had a little tear in my eye. I'm gonna try not to, but it happens if we. Okay, I'm just gonna spray my aura spray. This is the Abundance Vibe aura spray, just to kind of get us into a. I did smudging earlier, so I might do a little bit more of that in a minute. But when Angela was talking to me, and I just shared, you know, I next year, we're hoping, Estelle and I are hoping that Sean Leonard will come to Manitoba because we want to take him to the petroforms in the White Shell. And So I don't even know how the topic came about. We just started saying something along that line, and she stopped me in my tracks and said, Sean Leonard, it said, she said, my daughter is communicating with Sean Leonard through letters. It's given her hope to get through to what she's been going through. And she kind of started what that was, but then I kind of, sometimes you know things, but sometimes you don't need to know everything, and that's okay. I don't need to know details about what that is. But I just placed my hands in that moment on her hands, and I just said, whoa. I said, you need to listen to my friend and myself's podcast. It's more of a conversation. We don't really call the YouTube channel podcast. We're more into authentic conversations, interviews, that type of thing. And she just looked up at me, and I just said, Sean shared a story that sounds very similar to your daughter's story, and Montreal, Quebec. And anyway, it feels, and it turns out in my heart of hearts that there was a reason why spirit nudged me to her. To be connected to her in a way that is very healing, and going down that path of whatever that looks like, right? But to share that her daughter has made a difference in this world already, because whatever that connection is that she has, and Sean Leonard in the conversation said he actually in tour next year is going to go there to meet her and talk to her in person. Like amazing. So I give lots of blessings to that just alone. And so Angela turns over and she goes, that's her daughter over there. And so I met her daughter named Jay. And actually her daughter is a they, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure all the terminology on that, but I apologize if I get that wrong. But anyway, I guess the reason why I want to share this story is because when you start expanding your spiritual gifts, the alignment and the learning and the exploration of everything comes alive. So engaging in meeting people, and I know for myself, I've been and doing some research and doing the work and connection with mentors. And again, I can name some of my mentors: Tara Lee, Jay Morgan, Reverend Julie. My new mentor is Shauna Molesky, which Shauna Molesky is a prairie psychic medium. I'm going to share that story probably on another time, kind of part 2 of this, because it's pretty powerful and pretty amazing. So when you study spiritual practices and traditions and really get into the heart of what it is, I think spirit just nudges you. And I think my father is nudging me. And that's why I'm here today, to share that when we seek guidance, mentors, and spiritual teachers, that's when it just seems to happen. And I'm hoping that I'm a mentor to you. I truly do believe that, because I've been doing energy work for over 30 years, and I hid behind the scenes. And having a family entrepreneur business, it's changed me as a human being, to be able to work hard and know that it's okay to be in a place of abundance, and also knowing when to have the patience to set back when it is time to heal. Through my experiences in my life, I know that has happened. And meditation and mindfulness practicing on a regular spiritual hygiene every single day really deepens the connection with the soul. And working with the alignment of balancing of the chakras, and as a Reiki master for over 30 years, I know that I have been able to help and heal and go through different clients and friends and group meditations that my friend Jenna and I, years ago, Lygia, years ago. Oh yeah, like my mentors are my besties too. Like Jenna, hands down, is so um, spiritually connected and healer, empath. And Lygia, she's like this beautiful purple goddess right now. I just got an email this morning that she created her own deck already, and she's been talking about this in the works for quite some time. So, a big congratulations to my girl. My girl. Wow. And it's funny. So there's so many topics we can talk about, but I want to lean back into the clarity and the intuition. And I guess this is the purpose of this conversation, is really understanding the awareness of your gifts. And everyone has the gifts, but you need to tap into these gifts. And that's the whole purpose of this, is once I realized that on this earth plane, when I helped my father do help him with healings, massage, essential oils, so many things that I had in my power, all the tools, Healy, so many things. I just could go on and on. And he loved my energy intuitive sessions and the massages that I did. Loved them. My father is a testimonial for me. Thank you for trusting me, Dad. And trusting me now, even though you've left us on this earth plane. I'm going to ask for all of us to pray and have faith that if you have lost a loved one, listen, pay attention to the signs, because we're here to gain the wisdom that they are here to teach us on this earth plane. Strengthen your intuition and your intuitive abilities. I know that as I listen to my inner soul guidance and my voice, paying attention to all the signs, the 111, the flowers, poppies for me, lady slippers, yellow. I'm getting a little bit of heat coming in, so truth, this is truth. Ascension symptoms are just like, whoo. Every single day, get outside, walk in nature, start trusting yourself to really dig deep in what your purpose is, and knowing and finding out what your superpower is, and what your unique gifts are. Energy work has changed my life, and being surrounded by all my soul sisters and my soul tribe, my masculine friends, my feminine friends. David Starr is another one that just kind of like, whew, he is amazing. The gifts that he has helped through his community is just pretty powerful. So the Heart Consciousness is his group. So when I work on a client doing energy work, it's now intuitive messages that come through. Boom. I think I could share some of my clients' experiences, and I have a feel that every time now I have my special coconut bowl, these cards are meant for anyone that steps into my presence on a healing. They are actually Egyptian cards. So I'm going to pull a card, and I don't pull cards for the Egyptian because they are meant for the client. So today I'll take a picture of what is pulled, and meditation is the card. Egyptian goddess in prayer position, and this is kind of no joke how this does make sense, because I've already started us into getting into that surrendering prayer, surrendering to what is important, and really understanding the connection that you have with the divine. As we are literally talking about meditation on my tips and insights that I wanted to share with everyone today, this is no getting that meditation card. And the goddess that came through is Nefhti. Nefhti. Beautiful. Number 10. Some of my numerology folks out there, you can relate to number 10 and give some insights on that. I'd be much appreciated. So doing Reiki is to help balance and align your energy centers. And with that, I'm going to do a quick little aura cleanse for all of us. I'm going to ask permission in this moment for everyone and anyone who is listening and watching to get into a place of helping and serving others as I'm helping and serving you. And acknowledging the fact that we are here together as unity, community, and healing is granted with permission for you. And reflecting back onto me as it's a shield bubble, auric field. Please share if there's a color that resonates, because as I was talking, a bunch of colors came through, and connection to the crown, the third eye, really amplifying that. As you serve others with compassion, deepen your connection and deepen your gifts, and that's when the pillar of light comes through. Energy is something that increases your ability to be in that place of high vibe state. And remember that when you do this work, pay attention. It's a lifelong journey, and we all have a purpose. And my goal for you today is to be gentle with yourself. Expect the unexpected. Lift the veil of your gifts and let them unfold as they may. Over time, you will see a change within yourself. You will see things in a way that you never even knew was possible. Connection to who you are is going to be scary, and I just want to do another cleanse of our aura spray. Again, this one is Aura Angel 444. It's Abundance Vibe Spray, and it's 100% essential oils that I use. This one, I'm just going to ignite it. It's already been ignited, but I want to share the rainbow essence of prayer that I do every time I create these bottles. A spark of life restores the water of the earth with the renaissance of love, rejuvenating and regenerating my cells, your cells, and the systems. There is peace and harmony as the rainbow light twinkles in my heart, your heart, of my being, your being. Now that we've amped up the spray again, let's just see in your mind's eye if there's any messages that come to you. And so you may close your eyes and relax and breathe. Dear universe, please guide and protect the souls of our lost loved ones. Surround them with your love and light and help them feel peace and comfort in the afterlife. May they know they are always, always loved and remembered. And may their spirits find solstice and healing. We ask for your divine presence to bring them peace and for us to find comfort in knowing that they are at peace. Amen. If you have lost a loved one like myself, I'm here today to give you the support that you deserve. As I know some of my friends already reached out to me. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Cheryl. And my dear high school friend who's been in my life since I was in grade 7. How old were we? 14? We weren't driving at the time. We actually used to pretend that we drove my brother's car. I don't know if you remember that, Cheryl, but we cruised the rounds of Fort Richmond. No driver's license, but yeah, we're picking up boys. Of course we were. That's what we did. Until we got home with my brother's IROC. Oops, all his friends were waiting at the doorstep waiting in Fort Richmond. Oh my goodness. I think we got yelled at just a little bit. My mom never knew that story until Cheryl's wedding. Oops, that was funny. Okay, so 2 cards jumped out for us. Messages from Spirit from Colette Baron Reed. I know that when we do the work and we're like at a point in our life where we're seeking more, we're wanting more. And I know that today is a magical day. This is why I'm here for you today, because I want to bring forth magic. I'm just going to post these on my Spiritual Sparkle group. There's 2 cards that jumped up for someone that is really needing to hear these messages. But in the meantime, I want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to what I had to say. I know that I didn't want to be here too long because time is precious and you got things to do. So cheers to that. I want to leave you with some journal prompts. And I want you to write down these journal prompts, and I'm going to be starting to really get into my book, my Spiritual Sparkle book. Finally, it's only been, I don't know, 2 years coming. The book is going to be a memoir of my dad, and business and personal and friendships, connections. And I hope I bring in some beautiful souls to bring forth stories that are heard by all and making a difference. A journal prompt that I would like you to start doing is, what does spirituality mean to me? And how do I connect with the inner self or higher power? Good question. If you don't understand specifics on this, then reach out to me, because we can dive a little bit deeper in my one-on-one healing sessions that I've been doing for 30 years plus. Imagine that. If anyone is listening today and you have had a session with me, please reach out for a testimonial, because word of mouth is all that I've ever done. I finally did reach out on my Zen Hut Facebook and posted a poster, and thank you for the clients that had reached out so far on that. I'm like, hopefully you've got some answers. And actually, I just remembered with my tuning forks, there is a question that one of my clients / friends asked me yesterday, and I didn't know. So today I'm going to share the tuning fork hertz that she resonated with. Was number 256. Magical meaning of Sunday. Sunday holds a special significance, as the day with the sun symbolizes illumination, vitality, and personal power. It is time for embracing joy, spiritual growth, and connecting with the divine. By harnessing the energies of Sunday, you can ignite your inner light and experience the blessings of the sun's radiant energy. As I asked permission earlier to do some healing work, so my gift for you on Magical Sunday, which is today on Father's Day, I'm going to give some radiant energy and just take in what resonates for your highest good, your inner power, your soul essence of really connecting to and anyone that you may have lost in this world, on this earth plane. For them to give you a sign, as I ask for a sign. And I always ask, Daddy, please show me a sign. And guess what? Boom. It's right in front of me. So, as I prepare myself in this moment, so you can understand how I do things in a way is creating that energy ball. I can feel it already. I don't know if you can, but so the ball has been formed with my symbols of creation through the Reiki master, but now it's been embedded in me for over 30 years, these symbols. So I don't even ask what they are, because I just know. I think you get to a point where you just know. It's a little light language, light code. It's my thing. Light language, light code. We'll see if anything comes through for all of us in the collective right now. Please share and like if there's anything that you need to release in this moment, because somebody might need to hear what you have to say, because I hope that I've helped you along this spiritual sparkle journey. I hope that makes your day a little more brighter. Thank you for listening to Magical Sunday, Father's Day. My name is Tanis Legary here at Spiritual Sparkle. Amplify the consciousness. Until we meet again.